got to bring it up, is our conflict with the Native Americans and the land. They own half the town. And the town's about 50,000 acres, and they own 24,000 of it. And it was given to them in the 1980 Maine Indian Claims Act, which at the time was a historic document. And like any document, it needs to be tweaked. And one of the underlying tenets of that document was the right of the town to vote. In Maine, home rule is trumps all. In other words, towns make their own zoning ordinances. They have to meet state standards, but they make ordinances as to how many acres to build a house, how tall a house can be, and that type of thing, which is very common. In fact, it's the staple of Maine. Sovereignty is sought by the nation, which we support and we understand. And we have worked with the nation for 40 years and had, I would call them, very good relationships with them. It all kind of fell apart about almost 2 years now when we were surprised by a bill that was basically going to take away all the rights of the town within the town, which affected over 500 adjacent homeowners. So obviously we had to take a view of, well, that's fine, you know, what you seek for sovereignty, but at the same point, we have to respect the rights of our citizens that were given to us, that you agreed to, that we would have to vote if you wanted to change the way we do things. In other words, sovereignty means you no longer required to meet DEP, EPA, town standards. You create your own. And the nation will tell you that their standards are higher than ours. And that's a good thing. So what we're saying is, okay, well then the vote will be easy, but that has to happen. You know, the town has to have that right to vote. So we're in kind of a quagmire. We continue to work with the legislature now because it's kind of the nation, we've written many, many letters, and the nation has decided they really don't want to talk to us, so we've had to go to the legislature, which will ultimately decide this, and educate them as to why we support sovereignty. We support 90% of what's in their bill, but you can't take away the rights of the town and the townspeople and the homeowners. This affects the town of Carrabassett Valley only today, but going down the road, it would affect all the other towns in the state of Maine, so that's kind of where we're at. But we remain respectful. I think we have some great compromises that would satisfy both our needs, and we're hopeful to get there. So let's not talk about that anymore.
Yeah,
okay?
There you go. We've got it in a nutshell.
No, and again, as it relates to activities that are going on, we've had to, a lot of the land of the nation is all posted now. So the snowmobile club is actually locked. They can't go anywhere. We have over 200 sleds that are based down at the valley. They can't leave the town because you can't get out of the town because of all the, you know, the Penobscot land that's posted. Same thing with mountain biking this summer. Same thing with skiing this winter, cross-country skiing. So we're in hopes. We still take a very high road and believe we can work this out.
It's nothing that the town triggered. I mean, this is something that they came up with. It's nothing changed in the town to make
No,
that.
I mean, that's what everyone says. What happened? I said, well, it just that, you know, the nation has made this their top priority for sovereignty, and we understand that. And we go back to the 1980 agreement, which at the time was a landmark decision by the federal government and the state of Maine to give back land to the nation. All that land, most of the land that is made available to the nation, 150,000 acres, was in the unorganized territory. Carrabassett Valley kind of fell through a crack in that Carrabassett Valley is what we call fee land. It's an organized town. And what the commission did was said, okay, if you want to change the rules, you need to talk to the town. If you want to put your land into federal trust, which is, we thought, what this was all about, the town has to vote and say, okay.
Right.
They don't acknowledge that, and it's clearly written in the 1980 documents, and that's what they want to change. So
And the town is not sitting on their hands. They're corresponding and still trying to
we
come up with a
we
compromise.
continue to, and very respectfully. I
sure.
want to say that we support what they want and are trying to do,
Sure.
but we can't do it at the expense of all the other people in Maine.
Right.
And
Right.
that's the issue.